Hey, everybody, Chance Paladin here. This is sort of different, but sort of the same kind of a deal. For my non Star Wars channel, I try to follow Kickstarter stuff because obviously those are the next games I'm going to be playing on my channel. It's the way to find out about them the earliest. Here's a game I've been following called Sheltered by Unicube. It's a lot easier than blogging about it, just making a video log. So, and I'll throw a link down in the comments. This game is the goal has been met. Obviously, you can tell just within the last maybe couple hours. Looks like a very, very fun game. I'll run the video in a second, or I'll run it a little bit and talk about it. I don't want to just run through the whole thing, but basically it's survival, defending your family in a bunker, which are my kind of games. So I'll play it a little, just a minute long.
Sheltered is an upcoming strategy game where you manage a small family in a post-apocalyptic era. You must ensure the day-to-day survival of a father, mother, daughter and son.
There are numerous dangers to overcome, including starvation, radiation sickness, dehydration, and most of all making sure survivors on the surface do not compromise the well-being of your shelter.
So, he explains it better than I do. It's kind of like being able to make your own decisions and decide what your game's going to be, and that's what I like. So, I'll scroll through really quick. They just added these stretch goals. They've actually changed them. Okay, they said they were going to change them, and it looks like they did. The ability to name each and every member of your family instead of the default names. So, that's going to give people more of a vested interest. Hopefully this gets up to 16. Oh, yeah, it's going to get up to 16. Still got 11 days. The funny or sad thing is usually things don't get hype until after they've met their goal. Unfortunately, sometimes before, but very rarely. Only if something's struggling and just about to make it. But this one met its goal. I'm sure it's going to get hype now. I was going to cover this one a few days ago, but I couldn't quite decide how I wanted to cover these, and now I know how I want to start covering these. So I wish I'd started this a long time ago, but oh well. I suspect these are going to be changing a little bit more, these stretch goals. Usually as people start meeting goals and breaking goals, they start changing their goals around for the better. Sometimes they change their pledges around. I don't think they're going to be changing their pledges very much, but I would look for these goals changing in the next couple of days to be even better goals, because just the fact that it's coming out to a new system is usually not a fantastic goal within itself. People usually don't put more money into it solely for it to come to their console. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But you'll notice, like Wii U's not on here. I don't know why. These games are like the 3DS. I would love the hell out of this game for the 3DS. A little 3D kind of environment, doesn't have to beat you over the head. They said possibly Xbox One. I'm going to write him a little note and say, consider it for the 3DS too. It would be super cool, but one of the things is it costs money, and a lot of people don't know this, but it costs money a lot to port it to a game. Their dev kit costs money, which is irritating as hell, but it does. If you got a good game, in my opinion, they should just give you a dev kit, but most of the dev kits for most of the companies cost money, so probably started with the cheapest first. I know the Ouya dev kits are only like $100. So I was looking into publishing my game at Ouya at one point. I don't know how much it costs to publish on iPad. I can't imagine it costs a lot. It's probably the same as Windows and Droid, which is basically free, but it still takes time to test it and change all the inputs, which is irritating as hell. And yes, you do have to change the inputs around. The inputs are different for every single system, so that's usually why those are incremental, but hopefully they'll be adding some more stuff. Okay. Survival time leaderboard, that's cool. Yeah, it's basically this game is just you trying to keep your family alive as long as possible. You can tell that just reading the backers here on the right that there's a lot of people excited for this game. Almost 1,600 backers. It's really impressive. I think what it shows kind of on a higher, more philosophical level. I think there's starting to be more and more people like me out there that they're not just playing zombie games anymore because it's a zombie game. They're not playing decision-making games with actual outcomes just for pure entertainment value. I think people are playing these games because it's getting them more mentally prepared to have to make hard choices. And I think more and more people are starting to become interested in games where you have to make hard, life-changing, potentially life-ending choices, not just, oh, I died, respawn, but no, where the deaths and life and death started meaning something. So, yeah. You'll have to go out and try to find supplies. You'll have to decide whether to let people in or not. You gotta keep everything repaired. Kind of like a little bit like SimCity. Sort of like a sim bunker sort of a thing. I guess you can think about it like that. I'm sure some people aren't gonna like the graphics, but I think they're fine. Especially, like I said, I think on a 3DS this game would look really great. Here's the part that I really like the most. In the beginning of the game, you have to go and try to get your food, like your last run. There's the developers and all the systems, and that's what the sticker will look like. Risks and challenges. I don't think risks and challenges are going to be a problem. I think these guys are going to be fine. I think enough people are going to support them to make them pretty well off. They're looking to put this in a lot of languages, although I'm pretty sure localization is going to be pretty easy. These guys are heavy supporters of DRM free. There's no win conditions, so you'll get to play as long as you can possibly survive. Although, the problem with this is going to be making sure there isn't some kind of a scaled ending where you keep ending the same way every single time, like on RimWorld. We gave them a really hard time about that. Hopefully there's not... I think like you'll be able to have underground gardens and stuff, I think. I hope. Actually, I don't know that. But I'm assuming you will be able to get grow lights and stuff, and so hopefully you can end up being self-sustaining forever. What they need the money for. They said in the future, as they go through development, they're going to have all the different orientations. When they say races, I'm pretty sure they mean ethnicities. They're over in the UK, so I don't know what they call it over there, but you'll be able to have all the different ethnicities and genders that you could ever possibly want, which is cool. I know that'll make some people happy, and that'll shut a lot of people up. So that's good. They haven't said anything about modding yet. I don't know what you'd want. I don't know what you'd want to mod. So maybe put your own things in the game. I don't know. But that would be really pragmatic, I think. You don't really... It says you don't really level up. I'm not sure how they're going to handle that yet. You're going to have... I also don't know if you're going to be able to roll your stats or not. Or if they're invisible. So that'll be interesting, kind of like RimWorld. I hope it's kind of like RimWorld. It'd be funny to sit there and like... Well, not having to roll... I don't know. I don't know if you're technically all four people or if you're only the guy. They haven't really said that. But it would be funny to sit there and roll your guy over and over and over again. Roll your wife over and over and over. Roll your kids. That'll be fun to find out. There will be pets, but they haven't really explained that yet. Of course, I'd want a cat in my bunker. You'll be able to keep adding rooms. It's just going to be left to right, though. You're not going to keep building down. So, like, layers going backwards. Here's the entrance, and here's your, like, decontamination. It's just going to keep going to the right, basically. And yeah, you can get a Steam key, although I don't know why you'd want a Steam key since Steam is so DRM. Hopefully they release it on GOG. I buy everything off GOG. I love GOG, so hopefully. I'm sure everybody releases on Steam because you kind of have to, and it's the cheapest distribution method right now, but hopefully they put it on GOG also. Anyway, this is Sheltered by Unicube, and it met its goal, so we should be seeing this game hitting alpha starting in January. If everything goes to plan, and I'll keep everybody up to date, and you better believe as soon as they let me in the alpha, if they allow me to put up videos, I'll have videos up of it. I'm not taking any more chances with early access. A certain other game screwed me and screwed a lot of people. Their game is early access, but they have it only locked to a certain group of people at a certain level, and they won't let everybody buy in. So they're not even accepting money right now. It's really stupid. So I'm not taking any more chances hoping for later buy-ins to early access. I assumed everybody would do that. You'd think you offer to pay people money for an early access that they already have. I thought that was an industry standard. Every other game I know allows you to buy into early access, and I'd actually pledged with them too. I just didn't pledge the right amount, so it wasn't even that much money. I feel really stupid. I've talked to them like 3 times, and they're like, "No, that's not a priority." I'm like, "What are you talking about? You already have early access. You've already given tons of people early access. So why don't you give more people early access and take their money? They're willing to pay you." What kind of video game company sits there and goes, "We don't want your money"? Especially if you've already had an established system. It'd be like if your favorite subscription MMO started turning your money away. Or like you go to buy a game off Xbox or whatever, and they're like, no thank you, we don't want your money right now. Taking your money is not our priority. So anyway, I tried to ask these guys if they're going to do that. I don't think they understood my question, so I'm not taking any more chances. So you should see me playing this starting early next year on my Chance Paladin channel. So anyway, I'm going to try to keep these relatively short. Sheltered, Unicube, I'll throw a link so you guys can toss them some money if you want, if this kind of thing interests you. Choice-based survival. I told you guys right at the beginning when I made this channel, I'm going to be playing a lot of choice-based survival games. I already play TOR, but I wouldn't call that choice-based survival. But I wouldn't really call RimWorld that either, even though there's a lot of choice making in that game. But almost all the games I play on Chance Paladin channel are some kind of choice based, whether it's Shadowrun or Dead State, Deadville, and there's more coming. Discourse, Sheltered, they're all choice based survival games. I think it's going to be the new thing. I think TOR started this. Yes, games have been doing this forever, but TOR kind of brought it back into the mainstream. So, choice-based gameplay. So, anyway, that's it. Stop rambling, and thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.